really ready for love, boy? Or is it just a lonely talking again? Are you really ready for love, boy? Or is it the lonely talking again? Happy Monday, everyone. Today we are talking about how to deal with loneliness. I got a really awesome question from a viewer, really asking one of those questions that I feel like I've answered at some point along the way, but I had to keep on looking at the question, and it said how to deal with loneliness. And what she's saying is that, you know, she's been in and out of relationships, but pretty much consistently in one, and then she's been single for a year, and she's trying to dealing with loneliness, because otherwise, you know, when that loneliness hits, you end up getting in relationships with people who are not great choices. So she wants to know how to deal with loneliness, and apparently I'm the person that looks like the expert on how to deal with loneliness. So okay, fine. Well, I can say this: I have been single for a long time, and no, I am not lonely. And the reason why I'm not lonely is really because I enjoy my own company, and which is why I found it hard to even do this video, because I thought to myself, I'm like, I don't know how people can, not in an egoic way, but I'm like, I don't know how people can do what I do. Because most people that I know cannot be single. It's very difficult for them, and they'll just get into a relationship just to have that companionship. For me, it's not worth it, because I don't like dealing with all the extra stuff. You know, I'm complex in my own little world, and it's just too much. And then the other thing is, I had to kind of figure out deeply, well, why can't I be alone? Why can't I? And this isn't just with, like, you know, romantic relationships. I don't have that many friends, and that's by choice. And I'll tell you why. And so I think this is how I'm answering this question. One is that along the way, and this is a spiritual channel, you know, this is spiritually focused, metaphysically, the occult, all those things. So that's how I'm going to have to relate it, because it's my journey. But as I was studying myself, as I was getting to know myself, and that is what studying the occult is, what is hidden, right? The things that you don't see right away. And as I was getting to know who I was, I started to grow. And as I grew, and growth isn't necessarily, how can I explain it? I started to see things differently. I'm less attached to humanity in the sense of all the little dramas. It's entertaining, it's fun to watch, but I can't seem to get myself wrapped up in it. And as I started to notice that growth, I also no longer related to people. And you really have to look at the word relate. And it was funny, on Saturday I was just going over that word, and I was also looking at late, translate, relate, correlate, and I was looking at late, and I'm thinking late, you know, I'm thinking of a line and like a bridge, and then I'm like, well, what's relate? Because you know, we think about we think about turning back or returning back, right? And so it talks about a direction. So if I'm giving you something along this line of lating, right, then to relate means you can give me something back. And what I found was that there weren't that many people I could relate to, and who could relate to me. And them being able to relate to me is very important. I mean, they could not give me something back. And in this journey of growing within myself and learning who I was, I had to understand, well, why am I going to consistently give and give and give when I know that these people are not able to actually relate to me? Therefore, my energy is going out and going and going, and I'm not being replenished. So I had to kind of cut people off in certain ways, and I had to pay attention to their patterns and behaviors and give myself space to grow. Now I have a few good friends, and not just good friends, I would say great friends, who I'm able to relate to. I don't feel lonely because this journey of mine is consistent and my work is consistent. And I've also worked to forgive, you know, the past. And that's so important, because when you are not forgiving the past, you have a harder time owning and claiming your growth. And your growth is what's going to catapult you into meeting more people you can actually relate to. And this is a challenge of mine. So that's why I don't mind opening up and sharing this with you all, because that's part of the reason why I have this channel, so that I can continue to grow and find more people to relate to. And I find that through this work, I'm able to do that. And that's another how. If you want, you need to do something that is always adding to your growth, so that you can, and opening that growth up so that you can find people that you can relate to. And that also helps you deal with the loneliness. Truthfully, sometimes my best friends are older women. I've rarely actually had friends my age. And I don't really even consider myself to have an age, but I'm just saying closer to what my peer group would be. I've usually, you'll see me hanging out with much older women, because they're able to give me something that I can relate to, okay? And through hanging out with them, I get a certain amount of knowledge about life and perspective and so on and so forth that helps me grow. And that's my focus. So the reason, the way I'm able to deal with loneliness, or the reason why I don't experience loneliness, and if I do, it's very rare, it's because I'm so focused on my personal growth. And my challenge, and the challenge I feel like other people will have, is that you have to then forgive the past. And forgiving the past doesn't mean that all these people did you wrong or anything like that. Or it's really you forgiving yourself and saying, okay, well, this is where I was, this is what I did, and now I am going to bring this new energy and my new growth. I'm going to put it forward into my life, okay? Think about forward as going forth. You know, I'm breaking down words today. And think about forward as going forth, and then giving this new growth that you have, that you need to start to claim and give it forth to your new life. And realizing now, in that growth, you deserve a whole new level of things. That means you deserve a whole new level of friendships. And she said she's having a hard time keeping up her standards. And you deserve a whole new level of perspective and a whole new level of experiences. And you have to be okay with that. And that's where forgiveness comes in. You have to be okay with the fact that at one point you didn't think you deserved it. At one point you didn't act like you deserved it. And at another point in your life, you weren't doing anything close to what you deserve now. And that's where the forgiveness comes in, and that you say, you know what? I forgive all of that. I forgive my ignorance. I forgive my lack of knowledge. I forgive my arrogance. I forgive whatever it is you need to forgive. You forgive that, and now you're going to give forward this new understanding of your growth and who you are and what you deserve, and you open up to it. And she said she has a hard time finding good men. Well, guess what? They are all out there, but you have to find yourself. You have to find your growth. You have to claim it. That's who's waiting. It's not that these guys aren't out there. It's you. You're waiting for yourself to claim who you are, the growth that you have. And anytime you start to hang out with these lower, I won't say lower, these guys who are not to your standards, who are not, and even friends, it's because you're not claiming the growth for some reason. And it's okay, because we all do it. I've done it. So you're not claiming that growth. You're not really believing that you deserve the growth that you worked hard to achieve. And I know you have, and I know everyone does. We do it every day. We're always growing. And the friends that you're able to keep along the way are the ones who are doing the same thing. So my friends that I've actually been able to keep are the ones that have continued to pursue their own growth. So as they grow and I'm growing, we're looking at each other and we're like, yeah, we're sharing our moments. And it doesn't mean that they're studying and doing exactly what I'm doing or having the same revelations. It's not like that. It's just their commitment to, and also that feeling and desire. What I'm saying, you have to claim your growth. All right. So that's really magical. And I want you guys to really listen to what I'm saying and realize I'm really being very vulnerable with you right now, because I'm sharing you with my journey. This is like a big part of how I even ended up on YouTube. And that was just saying, you know what, I'm going to claim my growth, put myself out there, and however long it takes and however hard it is, I'm going to claim what I know I am. And that's how you deal with loneliness. See, I'm so busy doing all that, I don't have time to figure out who's who and who's around and all that, because I'm waiting for myself to really open up to and claim what I know to be true for me, okay? And I say do the same thing for yourself. All right. hallelujah, holla magic, because I just said a word. I just said a word. Hallelujah, holla magic. Hallelujah. Magic. And you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and also don't forget to click that little bell if you are subscribed to get notifications. I love when people tell me they get notifications on my videos. It's very exciting and it makes me want to do better and do more. And if you guys saw my video on Friday, so I'm experimenting, putting out more videos. So if you saw my video on Friday, please let me know what you think. There's other things I can do, but I want to do something different on those days. I don't want to do the usual, Monday video. I want to do something that's kind of playful, maybe a little bit more editing, because I do actually have more time to do editing on those days, and just playing around with ideas. So it might be more sarcastic, it might be a little funny, I don't know, but probably sarcastic because that's a big part of my personality. But anyway, give me your ideas if you're interested in seeing more, and check out that video, all right? Okay, and then they will get better. I feel like that was just me testing the waters. Bye. You ready? Tell me, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready.